Welcome to Unreal Mysteries with David and Hannah.
Okay, so you're saying we're diving into a collection of sources from 1942, right in the heart of World War II.
That's right. And get this, these sources talk about the discovery of some pretty incredible stuff near the Great Pyramid of Giza.
Hold on, are we talking like ancient advanced technology here?
Potentially, yeah. We're talking news articles, even a classified CIA report. Someone was definitely taking this seriously back then.
Wow, a classified CIA report. Okay, you've got my attention. So where do we even start with all this?
Well, we have to try and separate fact from fiction, right?
Right.
Let's see if these sources can give us a clearer picture of what went down back in 42.
Okay, so let's lay it all out. What kind of sources are we dealing with here?
Well, it's interesting, actually. We've got a pretty wild mix, from sensational news articles to a surprisingly level-headed analysis from the Journal of Egyptian Archaeology and Antiquity.
The Journal of Egyptian Archaeology and Antiquity. Okay, so we're not just talking about, like, conspiracy theories here.
Not at all. We even have a highly classified CIA report.
Makes you wonder what they were so worried about.
Seriously, a CIA report on ancient Egypt. I mean, that's a story in itself.
Exactly.
All right, so 1942, World War II is raging. What exactly did they find near those pyramids?
The team of archaeologists, led by a Dr. Elias Harrington, stumbled upon something pretty incredible near the Great Pyramid.
And I'm guessing this wasn't just another tomb filled with gold and jewels.
Not quite. We're talking about potential technology that seems way ahead of its time.
Well, it all started with something small. They found these metallic discs.
Metallic discs? Like what, ancient CDs?
No, not like that. These were unlike anything anyone had seen before.
I bet. So what were they made of?
That's the thing, even the Journal of Egyptian Archaeology and Antiquity confirmed that they were made of a metal composition no one recognized.
Wow. Even back then they could analyze that kind of stuff.
They used spectrography, which was pretty high-tech for 1942, and still couldn't identify the alloys.
Okay, that's officially strange. They had to be, like, freaking out back then, right?
You can imagine.
Yeah.
And get this, these discs were just the beginning. They then unearthed these massive humanoid constructs.
Wait, humanoid constructs? Are you talking about giant robots?
Well, the sources describe them as being 30 feet tall, made of dark copper, incredibly detailed. It's quite the image.
30 feet tall, and they just dug them out of the sand like it was nothing. This is insane.
It's definitely one of those discoveries that makes you rethink everything you thought you knew.
Okay, so we've got mystery metal, giant robots. What else could they possibly find? Okay, so we've got these metal discs, giant humanoid figures, and wait, there was something else, wasn't there?
Oh yeah, this is where it gets even weirder. They found a giant head.
A giant head, like just a head, no bucket.
Just a head, and it was massive, made of the same strange metal as the discs and those humanoid figures.
Okay, hold on, that's just creepy. Where did they find it?
Buried near the Sphinx. But it's the placement that's really strange.
What do you mean?
It was buried directly in line with the Sphinx's gaze.
You're kidding. Like, it was meant to be looking at the Sphinx.
It seems deliberate, right? Like a message or an offering or something.
Okay, now you're just messing with me. This is getting a little too ancient aliens, even for me.
Well, get ready for another twist. Remember that classified CIA report?
How could I forget? There's a CIA report on ancient robots and giant metal heads. Yeah, that's gonna be hard to forget.
Right. So it turns out the government was really interested in these discoveries.
What? Really? You think they were thinking aliens too?
Well, the report is heavily redacted, but they use phrases like potential threat to national security and extraterrestrial origin.
Get out. Seriously, they actually said that.
They were definitely concerned about something, especially that inscription they found.
The inscription that no one could translate?
Huh.
Why all the fuss over something they couldn't even read?
Because someone figured it out. The Cairo Review talks about a researcher named Ahmed Mansour who claimed to have cracked the code.
Cracked the code? So what did it say?
That's just it. The article cuts off right as he's about to reveal what he found.
You're kidding? It just ends.
Just like that. Makes you wonder if someone didn't want him talking.
Wait a minute. Are you suggesting a cover-up? What happened to this Mansour guy? Did they, like, disappear him?
It's definitely suspicious, right?
Yeah.
Especially with the CIA sniffing around. What if this inscription was more than just a bunch of gibberish?
Okay, so we've got potential government conspiracies, ancient languages, weird artifacts, but there's one thing we haven't talked about. The people who found this stuff. How did they react?
Well, we do have Margaret Harrington's Diaries. They have a pretty interesting perspective.
Oh, right. Dr. Harrington's wife. She kept a diary. What did she say? Was she writing about alien encounters too?
Not exactly, but she does describe her husband becoming obsessed with those artifacts, spending night after night in his study, poring over papyrus fragments, covering the walls with notes and diagrams.
Sounds like my kind of weekend. But seriously, it sounds like the guy was losing it.
He even brought home one of those metal discs Margaret was not happy about.
He brought it home. Why would he do that? That's kind of creepy. Did he say what he was doing with it?
Margaret writes about him acting strange, like he thought the artifacts were trying to communicate with him.
Communicate. What do you mean, like telepathically?
That's what it sounds like. It's all pretty unnerving.
Unnerving. That's an understatement. It's like something straight out of a horror movie. A haunted metal disc whispering secrets to a crazed archaeologist. What could go wrong? So where does this leave us? Government cover-ups, ancient languages, artifacts that could be from another planet. It's a lot to take in.
It really is. It makes you realize how much we don't know, doesn't it?
It's almost overwhelming. We've got these advanced artifacts, rumors of the CIA trying to bury the truth, a mysterious inscription. Oh, and let's not forget about that giant metal head staring up at the Sphinx. What if it's all connected somehow?
It's a possibility worth considering. Remember that phrase from the inscription?
Yeah.
Gates of the... Well, we don't know the exact word.
Right, because the article just cuts off.
Exactly. But what if those gates refer to the Sphinx itself? What if it's not just a monument, but some kind of gateway? And maybe these artifacts are the key to unlocking it.
Okay, now we're venturing into some seriously wild territory, but I have to admit, the idea of the Sphinx being some kind of ancient alien portal, it's kind of cool.
It definitely captures the imagination. And if that inscription really does hold the blueprints to some advanced technology, as Ahmed Mansour suggested, it could explain why the government was so quick to shut everything down.
They were afraid someone might actually open the gates.
Wow. It's not outside the realm of possibility.
This whole thing is like something straight out of a movie. Ancient mysteries, government secrets, maybe even aliens. Who would have thought we'd find it all in a bunch of old documents from 1942?
It just goes to show the past is full of surprises. And sometimes, the truth can be stranger than fiction.
Well said. So, what do you think really happened in the sands of Giza? Was it aliens, time travelers, something else entirely?
I think that's for each of us to decide. We've examined the evidence, explored the possibilities. Now it's up to you to draw your own conclusions.
This has been an incredible deep dive, to say the least. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to go back and start digging through those sources all over again.
Me too. And who knows, maybe we'll uncover even more secrets along the way.